guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching, for subscribing, for commenting on my channel. I really appreciate it. I love all the support that you guys have been sending me and sending my way. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about how INFJs like being puzzle pieces, like really complicated puzzle pieces, those crazy puzzle pieces, that takes forever to unlock all the pieces and then longer still to put together. And then we're hiding under so many layers as well. So like we're an enigma wrapped in a Twinkie, as Newman is in Seinfeld. Maybe you'll get this joke, maybe you won't. Anyways, we're an enigma wrapped in a mystery, wrapped in like a conundrum, wrapped in another conundrum, right? So we're very complicated. We like it that way. And recently, I had this kind of weird situation happen to me where I was sitting with a couple of friends, and we're having food and all that stuff, and this person says, all of a sudden says, and it caught me off guard. Normally, if they, say something about me or they say something, that they think I am doing, I'll be able to catch myself and say, no, you're just, you're just shooting the shit. I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't really make sense. Blah, blah, blah. I can kind of fend them off. But he came out with this all of a sudden. He's like, you have a crush on this guy, don't you? And so I'm thinking to myself, shit. In my head, I'm like, oh, shit. Because I thought that I had a good poker face. Now, of course, I have a terrible poker face. Everyone knows what I'm thinking about. Everyone knows what the hell's going on with me, and that's why I'm so careful about feeling anything, right? Because if I feel something, it'll be on my face, and if it's on my face, everyone's gonna know it, and if everyone knows it, then that's one more piece of the puzzle that I've given away to people. And then what? Then people know more about me. And then I feel vulnerable, I feel exposed, I feel like, oh shit, everyone knows everything about me. Oh God, what am I gonna do? I'm not a mystery anymore. Then they can use it against me, and blah, 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 blah. So, like, I hate it. And so I was like in panic mode for a few seconds. I was like, shit. How did he know? Now, it's a crush. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't make a difference. I like a person for whatever it is, like whatever reason it might be. Very rare that I have crushes, but I do ever. The thing is not the crush. It's the thing that they figured it out. That really irks me. I was like, oh, how did they know, damn it? How did they know? Now, first of all, I was able to gain a little bit of respect for this person. I hope the word doesn't really distract you guys. He's just here, having fun with me. The first thing that I was really impressed by was that the person actually knew that I had a crush on this person. So obviously he has either been observing me or he can tell, which means that he has a very good intuition. Now that really impressed me about this person, made me realize that I want to be friends with him even more, which I'm really grateful for that we are friends, right? So that was a really good revelation. But more so, I realized that I am not so much of a puzzle piece as I imagined myself to be. As time goes on, as I do these videos, as I'm doing all the different things online, as I'm becoming more open with my thoughts and feelings and emotions, I have been becoming less of a mystery, less of a puzzle piece. I've been kind of revealing more and more of myself to you guys, obviously. You guys know a lot about me, and to this world in general, right? And I'm becoming more and more open, as opposed to when I was a child, as opposed to when I was in my teenager years, or my teens, or in my 20s. Oh my God, I was a complete like mystery at that point. I would really hate. I would never reveal anything about myself. People would be like, "Oh, so what do you like? What do you like to do for fun?" And I'd be like, "Okay, I'm not gonna tell you that." Oh God. So that's how I was. Now I'm becoming a person where, okay, fine, yeah, of course I'll share a little bit of myself with you, because that's what being a human being is all about. That's what living in this world is all about. That's what being in this society is all about, I think, right? It's not just about, hiding all of yourself and hiding away in a corner or not telling anyone what you're feeling and all that stuff. As an INFJ, we have a tendency to do that, right? But I've told you guys over and over again, the more you share of yourself with other people, not only will they trust you more and share themselves with you, but more than that, we have a tendency to keep all of it inside of ourselves and deal with everything ourselves, right? And then we get sick because we're holding so much emotion and we're not taking care of ourselves enough. But point of all of this, the point of living in a community, the point of living in a society for a human being is so that we can share our burden a little bit, right? Share the burden. It's not about all doing it ourselves. If we wanted to do it ourselves, then we'd grow our own cotton so we can make our own clothes. We'd grow our own coffee so we can make our own coffee. We'd grow our own flour so we can make our own bread. But we don't do that anymore. We rely on other people. I bought this MacBook from someone else, from Apple, because I trusted them and I relied on them because I don't want to make it myself. Come on, people, I don't have all this time, right? Same thing with the water that's filtered. I'm grateful that nature is able to provide us with this water. We rely on nature for a lot of different things because we're sharing our burden. We can't do it all ourselves. It's not possible. Unfortunately, INFJs have this tendency to think or believe or want to rely only upon themselves. And I'm not saying I'm not in that boat. I'm exactly the same as that. I want to do everything myself. I don't want to ever rely on someone. I don't want to ever vent to anyone. I don't want to ever share myself with anyone. I want to deal with everything myself. I want to be independent. I want to take care of everything myself, blah, 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 right? But as time has gone on and I've become older and wiser, I've realized that it's not the case. We cannot live like that. It's not possible for us to live like that. It actually makes it really, really hard. It puts too much pressure on us. It's a really, really hard way to live. Actually, it's not a good way to live at all because what happens is that when we actually need someone, we have no one to rely upon, When we want someone, when we're like, oh my God, I wish I could really talk to someone. I really need to speak to someone about this. We have no one to speak to because we haven't built those relationships. We haven't ever shared ourselves with someone else, so we don't have those networks created, right? And so no one is there for us. We are there for them, but no one is there for us because they think, oh, she's strong. She doesn't need anyone. She doesn't need us to vent to. She doesn't need us to vent to. She's fine, It's all right. It's not a big deal. So when we do vent to someone, when we tell people of our strife, they just ignore it, or they interrupt us, or they change the conversation because they're like, well, no, you can deal with it yourself, right? Unfortunately, that's what happens. Unfortunately, it happens, and I don't want it happening all the time. I don't want it to happen to you guys. I want you guys to realize that you can build these systems, you can build these social networks where if you put yourself out there constantly, slowly, surely, you will build these networks, you will build these relationships where that person will realize that we are not superwoman, we're not Superman, we're not like, we are not completely able to rely on ourselves all the time. We need people around us. So sometimes you can message them and say, I really need someone to talk to. Do you have a couple of minutes? And they'll be like, yeah, of course. What's going on with you, right? We need that around us, right? Of course we want to be puzzle pieces. Of course we want to be those people that are like complete mysteries to the world. Of course we want to rely on ourselves. Like I want to be completely independent. I know that about myself. But I also know that the more I rely on other people, the more I'm able to, kind of do little things where I'll go up to a person and tell them something that's going on with me today. I'm really feeling crappy today. And then they give me a pill and makes me feel like, oh, we had an interaction and they took care of me. Makes me feel loved, makes them feel loved or needed. And they feel like, oh, she's a good friend of mine. I could take care of her, So on both ends of the spectrum, we feel good about ourselves, and our friendship grows stronger because of it. It grows stronger also because you were able to say to this person, I need you, and you're one of the people I come to when I need someone. And they feel good about that. They're like, ooh, she's a good friend of mine. She relies upon me. She comes to me when she needs things. That's great, So we need to build those kind of social networks. We don't do that enough, guys. We don't do that at all most of the time. That's why when we need someone, and because we are human beings, we will need people. When we do need someone, there's no one to rely upon. We are all alone. We are lonely. Everyone comes to us, and we can't go to anyone, right? And I don't like that. I don't want you guys to have that situation happen to you. So I want you guys to obviously be a mystery as much as you guys want. Obviously do that because that's something that's important for us. I also want you guys to remember, absolutely remember, that the more you rely upon someone, even in the smallest of small ways, you could go to someone and be like, can I borrow a tampon? I'm sorry, I don't have any. Or, can I borrow a pain pill? Like, my head is really hurting today. Or, can I borrow a little bit of water or sugar? Like small things like that. With these small things, little by little, we build our relationships, We can still be a mystery, in most of those ways. But when we do need someone, because we've already built this relationship, we have someone to rely upon. You can go to this person and say, I am having a bad day today. Do you think I could vent to you for a bit? And they'll sit down and be like, yeah, of course, sit, come, tell me all about it. And we'll vent for maybe a few minutes. We don't, really need that much support. We're really strong people, INFJs, right? So we really need very little support. The reality of the things is, but we do need some support, right? And so we can go to them and you can vent for a couple of minutes, and we're like, I feel so much better. Thank you so much. They feel better because they're like they were able to help you. People like helping other people. People like people who they can help, right? That's how relationships are built and built stronger, right? You don't rely upon someone who you don't like. And if you rely upon someone, you're telling them, you're important to me, I'm relying on you, right? We need to do that more in order to build these relationships, these foundational relationships that are going to help us not be so alone anymore. It's really, really important, because the more alone we are, the sicker we get. Not only in terms of the fact that we burn out more often, we don't have proper relationships, we're not as healthy, we don't take care of ourselves as often, we don't eat proper food, we're not as healthy. Human beings need a good social network around them in order to be healthy, not only physically, but mentally and spiritually, right? And that's something that we sometimes miss out on as INFJs because we're so self-reliant. It's a good thing. I'm not saying don't be self-reliant, but do rely on people a little bit. It will help you become more balanced. It's very important, guys. It's really, really, really important. I really want you guys to remember this, okay? I hope this makes sense to you guys. Again, my name is Shikha, and I'm so grateful that you guys are on my channel. If you guys have any suggestions for future videos, let me know. If you guys have any feedback or any comments, of course, comment below, and I read all comments. So please don't think that I would ever, ever, ever ignore you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye for now.